Hello, readers. Good evening. I am back with another book review, and this time it's The Devotion of Suspect X Yogisha X no Kenshin by Keigo Higashino. This is the first book that I have read from his famous Detective Galileo series, and I was absolutely mesmerized by the previous book that I finished by him, Malice. I was literally so much interested in reading more of his works. That's when I found out that the Malice book belongs to the Detective Kaga series, and there is another series called as Detective Galileo series. So naturally, I picked this one up. One fun fact that this book has been adapted into multiple movies and languages, like Jaane Jaan in Bollywood by Kareena Kapoor, Perfect Murder, Suspect X. These are the movie and series titles, and many more. So, coming to the story introduces a character Tetsuya Ishigami, a mathematics teacher at a school, and we get to see his daily routine, which the author describes monotonous. Ishigami is very intelligent, and he had an aim of becoming a complete mathematician, a research mathematician. But due to his financial setbacks, he settled into teaching. However, this job gave him more freedom to solve mathematical problems that many others couldn't because of their duty. Every day he walks up to the same route to the school where he visits a lunchbox shop called as Bentente. There we get to introduce another character, Yasuko Hanaoka, another central character who works in the lunch shop, as she earlier worked as a hostess, but because of her concerns about her daughter Misato Hanaoka growing up, she left this job. Yasuko is divorced, and since then Misato have been living together. Soon we learn that Ishigami is actually Yasuko's neighbor. Gradually he develops feeling for her. Every day he visits the lunch shop just to see her. No confession, no real conversation, just pure silent admiration. Continues until another character enters. Shinji Togashi, Yasuko's ex-husband, appears. He used to work as a foreign car dealer and now does very odd jobs. Previously he would visit Yasuko for money. This time, however, he is adamant about getting together back with her. So every day he would follow her home, knocks on the door, and insists on coming inside for a conversation. But one day he really does these things, but Yasuko didn't have any option. Yasuko offers him money, but Togashi refuses and pushes his way in. A heated argument. Togashi tries to hit Yasuko, but in the chaos he gets struck in the head. The struggle continues until he collapses dead. Ishigami, the mathematician who lives just nearby, hears a thud. Out of concern and his unspoken love for Yasuko, he goes to check on them, where he understands what happens. He does something shocking. He offers them help to cover it up, and this is where the story begins. The mathematics teacher, who usually puts all his mind into solving problems, now devises a master plan right at that moment. As a reader, we are taken by surprise. A man is dead, and someone who isn't directly involved decides to take responsibility and designs the perfect cover up. Ishigami instructs Yasuko and Misato to follow everything exactly as he says. To avoid suspicion, he continues his routine: school, lunch shop, and everything as usual. He even uses public telephone to communicate between them, ensuring nothing can be traced. The police discovers that a brutally battered body near the old Edogawa river is found. The victim's face is completely smashed, fingers burned, clothes half burned, and an abandoned bicycle lies nearby. Just then we think, okay, the murder happened, police found the body, now the case will be solved, right? But the author Higashino takes it much deeper. At that instance, we meet Detective Shunpai Kusanagi, the lead investigator, the detective Kishitani, his junior assistant, like in Malice. Higashino reveals the crime early, but the real journey is about why and how it was done. The cat and mouse game begins, and Detective Kusanagi, tries to trace and identify and checks Yasuko and Misato's alibi. But here's the twist, their alibi is perfect, completely airtight. That's when Dr. Manabu Yukawa, also known as Detective Galileo, enters the story. A physics professor at the Imperial University. He has previously helped the police solve cases. When Kusanagi mentions that Yasuko's neighbor is Tetsuya Ishigami, Yukawa's former university classmate and a mathematical genius, Yukawa becomes deeply interested into this particular matter. We get a glimpse of their past, how they interacted when they were classmates, how brilliant Ishigami was. And out of curiosity, Yukawa just visits Ishigami once. They discuss mathematics, they discuss theories, but Yukawa is not there just to talk. He is observing. As detective follows one clue after another, they realize many of them are intelligently they carefully planted and missions. The contrast in investigation styles becomes fascinating. The detective focuses on breaking the alibi, and meanwhile, our physics professor Yukawa digs deeper into the logic behind the perfect crime, Ishigami's perfect crime, and then slowly starts to unravel due to his sharp reasoning and logical deductions. The detectives believe that they are moving forward, but in reality, they are being fooled because all they care about is the perfect alibi. Truth unfolds in a way that makes you understand why the book is titled as The Devotion of Suspect X. The extent to which someone can purely go out of devotion is then revealed layer by layer. The ending gave me a feeling very similar to Malice, the emotional heaviness, the final big revelation that changes how everything you see, the layering, the switching between characters, the slow reveal, and the unconventional way of storytelling, where we know what happened but not the depth of the master plan. This is what makes this book an amazing read. So, this is my first book from Detective Galileo series. We get to understand more about this character, and I would absolutely love to read more about this particular Detective Galileo series. If you enjoy mystery thrillers with psychological depth, intelligent plotting, and an emotional weight in the end, you should read this book. I would rate this book 4 out of 5 and definitely recommend it to you. That's it for this time. See you until next time.